The highly anticipated Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC was just released, and I am not playing it. But while I have no intentions of playing it, my artistic spirits have been burning. Over this past month, I've been immersed in an artistic phase, and a fun challenge came to mind that I wanted to try. Drawing Pokemon blindly, knowing only their names and their Pokemon descriptions, not what they look like at all. This venture was inspired by the newly introduced Loyal 3 Pokemon from the Scarlet and Violet Teal Master DLC. They are a trio of legendary Pokemon bound by chain and infused with the poison typing. These are like your typical trio of legendaries, like the Latis, the Dogs, the Tapus, the Regis. They are all trios, I swear. And this seems like it's going to be a really fun challenge to just draw them blindly, basically not knowing anything about how they look visually. Now, how did I go about drawing the new trio without ever seeing them? Let's find out. I began with Okidogi. This one, admittedly, wasn't that difficult to draw. Its name had the word Dogi in its name, so I assumed it was a dog. And the Pokédex entry hinted that its muscles were stimulated by chains, so I envisioned a very muscular canine, a buff doggo. For some reason, the concept of the attacking move Toxic Spikes came into mind while I was drawing this, and I decided that I want to incorporate spikes into its actual design. And then to convey the sense of anger and frustration associated with being chained up, I gave Okidogi some imposing and fierce demeanor. Surprisingly, the end result turned out a lot better than I anticipated. I think this actually looks far better than the original Pokemon. Mine is a lot better. I couldn't even tell the original was a dog. I thought it was a bear. But this is what the final product was. Monkidori presented me with a unique challenge. I drew inspiration from the proverbial see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil monkeys, which led me to envision some sort of a spiritual entity as well. This eventually led me to connect the words monk and monkey, which is the route I ended up taking for drawing this Pokemon. Drawing Monkidori's face proved a bit of a challenge though, with a few iterations before settling on a good style and expression. I also ended up putting chains around its head as a symbolic representation of its psychic typing, implying a form of mental restraint to control its psychic abilities. And this is how it turned out. Lastly, Pheasantipity. By far, this was the most challenging out of the 3 Pokemon that I drew. Let me read you its Pokédex entry. The Scarlet entry reads, Pheasantipity owes its beautiful looks and lovely voice to the toxic stimulants emanating from the chains wrapped around its body, and the Violet entry reads, Pheasantipity beats its glossy wings to scatter pheromones that captivates people and Pokemon. I don't know about you, but reading that just makes me think it was a horny bird. Initially, I struggled to find a design that felt distinctively Pokemon-like while embracing the notion of a seductive bird. So, what I did was, I took a break and looked into some anthropomorphic bird imagery, albeit to some really unsettling results. I eventually settled on a concept. A chained bird in a crop top. I kept the horniness represented by chaining up its neck, arms/wings, and legs. And because all I can think of was a horny bird, my idea was basically a crop top because that's the most appropriate thing I can think of that a hoe would wear. So that's what I was doing. I was drawing a chained up hoe in a crop top. I experimented with a bunch of colors. Some were too human and some were just, I don't know. And I finally settled on a design that was a hint of hoe with a Pokemon-like charm, all while having the purples associated with poison types. So, this is how that turned out. Now, here's a look at all 3 compared to the originals. Now, I really had a lot of fun with this challenge, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching what I came up with. Like I said at the start of the video, I've been going through a massive art phase, and I want to share a lot of it with you guys as well. So, I got one more video in mind where I share some of my art with you guys. If you are interested in that, make sure you hit the sub below. And also, let me know what you think of the art that I did this time. Do you think mine is better, or do you think the OGs are better? I'll be real, the more I look at these, the more I think mine are better. Pokemon, hire me. Anyways, that's where I'll call it. Thank you everyone for watching, I really appreciate it. I will see you guys again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.